All right, so Jeff and I just got out of, I guess, our first big sale of Unifier.
Yeah.
You know, in lovely New York City on this cold winter day.
That's right.
But, you know, check in hand. Come on, lunch. Check in hand. And yeah, we're excited for big things coming out of this project. So, yeah, we're really excited. In a short span of 2 months. And
2.5 months.
2.5 months.
A little longer than we wanted, though.
Right. And
we're quite ambitious people.
And we can't sit here and divulge all our client information, but this could potentially revolutionize an industry out here in the city. So we're excited to be a big part of it. So once we actually have more information, you know, you'll all get to know more about it. But yeah, watch out for it.
That's right.
It's going to be big.
This is going to be huge.
It's going to be humongous. Like humongous. So, you know, we're going to do our best to make it work, and we're going to do that, but it's going to be huge. So,
and after everybody sees this video and you're excited and anxious to find out what it is, just keep following us. We'll let you know what it is, and then you have to join.
So I think now we're going to get some lunch.
Yep.
And celebrate a little bit.
And the big ol' NYC.
Yeah, and we'll catch you guys later. So now we're back from today's activities, and you saw from the video we shot earlier that it was a very exciting time for us, right? We were able to get our first sale with a check in hand, and we did mention that we were going to go celebrate by eating somewhere. We ended up going to a little sandwich shop, Cozy, right? And didn't record any footage there. It was so cold today that we just wanted to get out of there and get back on the path to go to Jersey. But yeah, I mean, we're super excited. You know, first of all, I apologize for not putting out so much content over the last 3 months. It's just that a lot of the time we spent over the last 3 months was a lot of more setting up seeds and reaching out to existing contacts and trying to generate some business and some clients for us. And you know, by the good graces of good fortune, you know, we're here today, and we got some paying clients. So super happy about how everything is going. The last I'd say 2 weeks or so have been tremendous for us. We were able to land a couple projects, and even that major project that we had talked about earlier in today's video came about from over the last 2-3 weeks, and just an overall good vibe. You know, it's interesting. Some things come in waves, and once we got some of these deals in place, more opportunities started to roll in. So again, it's just being patient and hungry, and just keeping at it. There were definitely days where we were very, somewhat discouraged because there was no activity going on. But just persevere and keep your head down and continue to grind, and good things will come, right? So soon after we left New York City, we ended up going straight to the bank, deposited the check, got all that stuff squared away, and also had another meeting with another upcoming project that could be potentially pretty good as well, and it was very productive. I really enjoyed that meeting. So it was just an awesome day from top to bottom about getting things done. Also, I don't know if you noticed, guys, I've got a new camera here, GoPro. Got it for my birthday from my brother, so thanks, Tim. So really enjoying the quality of the video that's coming out of that. Again, just wanted to take you on this journey today. It's quite a big milestone for us, to have actual money in the bank. 3 months, not even really 3 months into this endeavor, and we're fortunate enough to actually have paying clients. And what I also want to close and talk about in this video is to give you tips and advice on how to get your first paying clients. In fact, I wrote a blog post about it today. One of our strategies for SEO, right, for search engine optimization, is to write these blog posts, and so it's my turn this week. So I wrote this blog post about getting your first paying clients without driving yourself bananas, right? Because bananas are only meant for eating, not driving yourself crazy with it. And essentially, it comes down to three things, right? And I'm going to talk to you about it right now. So tip number one, don't be ashamed to reach out to friends and family and ask for their help, right? And I use the word ashamed. It's a strong word, but it's coming from a person, from what's in here, right? Personally, I think a lot of people who are very driven and ambitious get it somehow twisted with thinking they could do it all by themselves, right? It's not a one-person show. It's not a one-man show. It's not a one-woman show. Some of the best, most successful people in our industry today, or in any industry, in fact, have an amazing support system underneath them and around them. So, and that's how they're able to scale and to elevate to new heights as they take their visions into to reality and to even further out there. So before you even spend a single dollar on any kind of marketing or any kind of business strategy or any kind of software that'll help you get business, focus first in getting a paying client from your friends and family. In fact, what I recommend is treating them as a warm lead. And what I mean by that is actually follow up. Follow with them and make sure they come through. I'm sure you've heard from your close circle of trust, right? That once you start your own business, they go, hey, I'll introduce you to so and so. Hey, this person might want to hear from you, might be able to do business with you. But sometimes if you yourself don't follow up, nothing comes out of it, right? So what I'm saying is treat it as a warm lead. Follow up. Get some actionable items from discussions with them. If your brother says, you know what, I should introduce you to this guy that I work with because I think he might be a good fit for what you guys are doing, follow up. Make sure you get that introduction. If your father-in-law says, I think I could get your first sale with company XYZ, follow up and make sure that he comes through. So that's what I'm saying. And in fact, I strongly encourage that you get your first paying client from this circle of trust or circle of friends and family. Also, another option is to really make sure that you reach out to perhaps colleagues from a former or previous place of employment. Right? I mean, Jeff and I actually are very fortunate to have an opportunity to work with our previous employer and do some work for them and to help them out and do good work, and we're very grateful for that. So if you've done well, if you've done right, don't burn any bridges. People want to see you succeed, and it's also fitting to give back and do good, right? So interestingly enough, the big quote-unquote job that we were able to close on in today actually came from a business connection that we had from 10 years ago. So it's very important to reach out from that circle and get a sale from that, right? So that's tip number one, very, very important. All right, now tip number two. Tip number two is to be open-minded, be flexible, and be very open to change, right? What I'm saying here is not to convert, your business from your original thought, your original plan to something else. I'm not saying, hey, my dream is to open, a pet shop that specializes in squirrels, and all of a sudden change your mind to say, I'm going to start collecting barrels of hay to feed horses. No, not saying that. I'm saying is that be open-minded. You just don't know how the industry or your plane of field will dictate to you different opportunities. So, when we first started Unifier, right, this guy talking to you right now was very, very stubborn when it comes to the type of work that we were going to do. I was so adamant in just focusing on, our strength, which is really in enterprise solutions or things or building applications that need strong engineering on the back end, right? Basic websites, no, do not want to do it. So it's like, hey, there's client XYZ who might want a WordPress site. Nope, we don't want to do it. Oh, this client might want to do SEO marketing. They don't want to do it at all, right? So right there and then, by saying no to those things, we ultimately just narrowed our field of opportunity to something very narrow. and we're more than capable to do all this work. And it was foolish of us, really foolish of me, to be very close-minded to it. But we met a few cool individuals. We met other people in the same space, learned a lot from them, and decided that it's beneficial for us to be flexible and open up the possibility of doing work around these offerings and services. And you know what? Once we did, now our field of opportunity has widened. More stuff started to fall on our plate. And in fact, we were able to close a few deals just from that notion alone. So, embracing the unknown, right? You're an entrepreneur, you're embracing the unknown, so be very receptive to it. Watch for curveballs, watch for misguided missiles, and be open to catch them. And see, perhaps, is there an opportunity there for you to sort of funnel your business around a particular niche and be successful around that? So guys, keep that in mind, right? One aspect of being an entrepreneur really is to also grow a strong and stable scalable business, right? So that means just being open to opportunities, to any opportunity out there. All right? And finally, tip number 3, which is actually my favorite tip. It's very simple. It is go and talk to every single person out there. Literally every single person, right? So I kind of prefaced it with this really, story that happened to me. I love to travel, right? And, you can go see some of my travel videos too. But recently, I was in Kyoto, Japan, and I met this Australian guy, or Australian mate, that worked was a civil engineer at a major ski resort company. So even there was some possible business opportunity there. But we were talking more about what is quote unquote proper to wear at business meetings or just to wear in business in general. And Unifier as a company, we embrace that startup life, right? So we're embracing this attitude of wearing what is really an extension of your personal self. So pretty much wear whatever you want. I mean, and it's really about showcasing yourself and your personality versus how you dress. Obviously, we don't want you looking like a slob. But anyway, point of the story was this guy agreed with me because a lot of top Australian CEOs dress very casually, right? In fact, that some of the most powerful men and women out there, you will never know they actually run a successful multi-million-dollar company. So my point is that just talk to everyone. Don't single anybody out. You'll never know who you bump into, right? Be very sociable. I think part of being an entrepreneur is to learn to open yourself up to anything and everything out there, and treat everything as a possible opportunity. So I know there are some people who are very, more socially conscious or just not as naturally talkative like this guy right here. I love to meet new people, so that's why, and so does Jeff. So it's like it works out for us. But I encourage you entrepreneurs out there to learn to really just have an open mind and meet everybody and talk to everybody and treat every approach as an equal, right? And actually, that's a very important tip that I want to give out there. Lose that thought of intimidation when meeting other people. It doesn't matter how good they look, how well they dress, how tall they are. Everyone's the same underneath all of that, right? So don't be intimidated. Get that trash out of your head and just, strike up a conversation and be open about it. You'll never know what kind of possible opportunity could come out of that. And also I recommend that you do this outside of networking events. In fact, Jeff and I go to a lot of these things. We even launched our company at a major networking event. And the problem with those places is that everyone's got this agenda of pitching their own business, right? So they might listen to you, but they probably are just half listening to you. So it's hard to build some kind of trust or some kind of personal connection to really see if there's a possible business opportunity that can arrive from that. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying for you not to do them. What I'm saying for you is to expand your networking circle outside of that. So go to social meetups, go to charity events. In fact, we met up with a really cool person from another agency that we met actually at a networking event. Ironically enough. But she invited us to do, this thing called Layups for Life, which is a charity event where it involves basketball, one of my favorite sports, and it's just, an event for fun things. And, that's maybe where there could be just meeting other people and an opportunity can come out of there. So, it's meeting cool people, and these other cool people can introduce you to other cool people, and next thing you know, your cool people network is just grown exponentially, right? So, your odds just increase. So please go out there and just be open to meeting new people and talking about, talking to different people and learning and giving back as well, right? So those are again our top 3 tips for getting your first paying client. I implore you to please first get your first 3 paying clients for doing anything that involves spending money, right? I think once you do that, you will have money, until you'll have a good seed to start out and start to scale out your business to wherever you want it to go. All right, so again, thanks for following us. We'll be putting out more content soon, hopefully, as we now are going to get more busy with some of these projects, and we want to continue to take you on our milestones as we hopefully grow Unifier to where we want it to be. All right. Busy with some of these projects, and we want to continue to take you on our milestones as we hopefully grow Unifier to where we want it to be. All right.